How long must I stream before I Katie's? Bang. There you go. 3 minutes. That's the longest I think it's ever taken. Alright. Let's do this. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there, once I prove that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah. Motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we are still badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is she's a student studying literature. One more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. Kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for. They didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it. Every day. Well, actually night, because that's when I'm asleep. This picture, it reminds me everything. It reminds me everything. That's a weird way of saying that. Bridge looks same. Just like then, 5 years ago. I guess he's kind of like caveman speak? Like it could fall apart. Fall apart any minute. That's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Your girlfriend, huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne? The victim's last name. Dahlia Hawthorne. Valerie's little sister. What? Are you serious? The girl. Let her go! Oh yeah, 'cause she's the police officer. Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Speaking really slow, because the dialogue is slow. Oh, that's new. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. First I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it. Wrong. Don't protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us. What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too. And make-believe kidnapping? She's Dahlia's older sister? Yeah, the lady found in the trunk? This lady? Yep. Make-believe kidnapping. Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. Ah, did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. I do anything she says, anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too. Valerie was in on it. Dahlia's family, rich, jewelry business. We get 1 jewel, that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note we sent to her dad. We asked for $2 million diamond, tell him to make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jump in river. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do ya? I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I black out. Wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me. Feel so bad for Falls. That man, Terry Falls. He killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into a roaring river 40 feet below. I measured it. There's nobody in the courtroom. I don't know who I'm talking to. These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So, that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forget what she looked like. So I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer from her mouth, that's all. So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. Huh? You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia. With Dahlia? That day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River. Disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. I just want to make one observation. They just showed us an uncut gem. It ended in a shooting. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, you can go back in now. We're about ready to go. Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said, with Dahlia, you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her, my sweet Dahlia. They never found her. Swallowed by river. Gone, Dahlia, my teen angel. I missed what you said, it cut out. I was saying that they had an uncut gem worth a lot of money and it ended in a shooting. Then that's all I'm saying. You're a teen angel. How old was she anyway? Just 14. 14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth 2 mil. And oh man, angels these days. Falls takes the fall. and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really a... It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeves now. So he was 20 and she was 14. Okay. Oh, we got this. Dahlia Hawthorne, deceased. Dahlier's younger sister, victim of kidnapping murder, fell from the bridge, no body found. You bet. Diamond added to the court record. The training wheels come off now, Mia. You got to strike while the iron is hot. Get it, Ace Attorney? That's one of my rules. Remember it. Well, they're in Japan, so... Still creepy. Alright, let's see here. February 16th, blah 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 blah. Now then, let's continue with the trail of Mr. Terry Fowles. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady. Not this again. I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That is all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine a woman as a murderer. What? It is? Did we not do that in Ace Attorney? Motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Fee, do you have any evidence of a motive? Yes, of course. I think. You're still acting as tame as a kitten. Mr. Armando. Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Hey, he's the one that taught her that. I did not know that. And then she taught it to Phoenix. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you'd quit grinning at me like that. This is how I'm drawn, I cannot help it.
Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course! Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her clique, she lights it right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. What's Foster's history?
I was out of the country until year before last. Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago, or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defense is a terrible, horrible monster.
Wow, that's nice, thanks. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile. You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case. Melissa Foster's history. I was out of the country until the year before last. So, what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed...
It was a brutal civil war. She had to try and make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification.
What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? I guess? I don't know. Can I get punished for pressing harder? Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in? Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add that what you stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
Okay, it's fine. Naturally, I don't have any other... Wait. I was out of the country until the year before last. Naturally, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. You didn't know either person. Are you certain of that?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh well, that can't be helped. Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth? First time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it was really a coincidence.
Till I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway?
I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. Oh, calling her a gold digger. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold, yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college? The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here. Not like the ones that those hockey players skate on. I hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car.
Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that? The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at the time an officer showed her this photo. It seems like a rather mysterious mistake. That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book. That's not fair.
That wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day.
Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. My client has always maintained he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What do you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
If I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best to not poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? I have it added to the testimony because she said, like, he would have killed me or whatever if I wear the scarf, which is really important. Your Honor, what the witness just said now is tremendously important. I like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and mentally unbalanced one at that. The testimony only helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why I... Enough! Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
Guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. Witness. I want you to look at this photo you took. Hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification. Ah, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it, the scarf the policewoman was wearing.
I got her now, just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. Wait! This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me.
Oh!
Yeah, it's like a light blue. I don't know.
Well, it was foggy that day and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white. I too missee colors when it's foggy out.
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is because she is... What? Oh! Okay. Witness. Have you ever seen this note?
No, no, never.
it's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that.
What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Fall's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf? No!
Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because of you that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Mr. Foster, Miss Foster, whoops.
No!
Order, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. This person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... Dahlia Hawthorne. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? I never heard of that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There. There is her name. Right there.
What's this? So who is this person, this Dahlia Hawthorne? Miss Fay must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean...
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
You said she was killed. But was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are.
Even you couldn't, Miss Fay. You're not saying.
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Ah, nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. Unless you can tie all these loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist.
I understand, probably. What? If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. That's what I see, Witness, just who are you anyway?
I'm...
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue this matter this far.
You don't mean...
Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Ha! It looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way, but then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to... the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Freaking Edgeworth. But, I thought she died 5 years ago.
We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see...
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with this current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now, we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Really, Miss Fay, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you?
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Fay must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her.
What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? How do you even know they got along? Well, you see. Thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
Ha! I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. Defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
That wasn't me. That was this guy, this crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ha! What makes you think they're empty, boy?
He's 27! Edgeworth, come on. Even in Japan, that's not old. Give me a break.
Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me?
Ah, the rashness of youth. How charming.
This coming from someone younger than me.
Well then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Fay. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne?
Oops. Oh, not that. Truth must come out. Is that it? Victim's note? Did I do that right? Okay. Story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal the truth to the whole world.
The whole truth?
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
A terrific story, Miss Fay. You like fiction, that is? Night in the court, Miss Fay. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence?
Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? I miss Canada. There were maple leaves everywhere. You just pull one off a tree and you suck on it and it tastes just like that maple syrup.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Put the old charm on one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide beneath your womanly wiles.
"5 years ago.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm.
That's not true. She had the diamond.
That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's ransom money, so I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again.
Ha! We're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've got that info. That ace up our sleeves.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia and Valerie too.
Yeah, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret.
5 years ago.
So I can't press hard? Oops, I didn't read it. Whoops. Do you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me.
That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14.
And he probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see.
Way to clever fellow, that Mr. Falls. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? Looks like I can press. Alright. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. You had it. I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million.
$2 million?
It was still... Oh.
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk.
Oh no, uncut gems, no!
$2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that.
That's all he ever says.
I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah.
The defendant demanded that her sister, Valerie, make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's a police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and...
After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That was a dangerous thing to do considering you were being held hostage.
Yes, but actually that saved my life.
But you got pushed off the bridge, according to you. What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me.
That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. You know, how would you... I don't know. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment.
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I tried to turn and run, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin? Whoa!
And in the next instant,
Whee! Nice, fast log flume ride.
I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river.
I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money.
And that's why you hid your identity.
Yes, I only told my sister.
Valerie Hawthorne, eh?
Yes, she's the only one that knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again.
I decided to change my identity and start a new life. And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible.
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for this witness, too. Once the truth about the staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is.
I've just gotta prove that kidnapping was a hoax. Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible.
Impossible?
I asked if the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. You understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
Ugh.
You're right, if the events occurred just as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what's the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
Oh, what do you mean?
And after being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
It's true, she would have fallen in the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge side wires.
You can't be serious. Order! Order in the court!
It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
Whoa, his eyes were like half closed for a second there, and it looked so weird. Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Holy moly, I didn't realize that bridge was so hefty, I guess. Goodness. I was like, yeah, you just push him off the side, but... Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wire supporting both sides of the bridge. It's the world's most secure bridge ever, except for the boards, I guess, on one part, but still. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No! But remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Ah! And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
Gah!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this? Why was there a tiger sound? Rio Tigre in here somewhere?
Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that, that would have been suicide.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
No, then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of Eagle River. The diamond worth $2 million! 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond.
No, it can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order, order, order! Your Honor, 5 years ago the witness was only 14 years old. Did you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This woman is a demon. And there's one more person who helped make a demon out of her. And there's one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
The day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia. I haven't been drinking water, but none of these voices hurt my voice, so it's kind of nice. And then she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do? And so she was going to tell the whole truth. Then she wrote it in her note.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. I wanted to just do hee hee, but you know, hee hee. Who's that laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman, Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence.
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14 I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Well,
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fee, I don't know.
What a joke. You, Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have a decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? That girl's made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it.
Ha! Without evidence, the trial is over? Who decided that?
Mr. Armando.
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? You should watch me later on in life when I play the prosecutor and just kind of break all the rules or whatever. For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
The day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Falls' stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne, that's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who's the one person who can testify to the demon woman's crimes? Cherry Falls. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. Oh, okay. Hopefully he didn't lose a lot of stuff. Because a lot of stuff's been happening. The defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant?
There's only one person who can shed any further light in this situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in this photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. It's frozen here too.
Not dropping any frames, so... Not on my end, unfortunately. Rip internet, I guess.
I'm not sure what to do then.
Showing on your phone again? Alright, cool. I don't know if you missed anything, but basically we said like all these inconsistencies and stuff need to be checked by Terry Falls, and we're gonna put Terry Falls on the stand now. See what he says about the thing 5 years ago.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true.
Mr.
Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry.
Dahlia, it's true. You are alive.
You don't trust me anymore. That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
You shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there's one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia. It will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls. Yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness. Yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize. Water, please. Water. I can't talk. Need water. Oh well. Guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself.
Who Terry Falls saw.
That day, 4 p.m. I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She was there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put nobody in the car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
I know, he's always chewing on that ball, which is weird. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Fey. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of this trial.
Well then, Miss Fey, please proceed with your cross-examination. Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
Only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think.
Who Mr. Falls saw. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining, already dark too.
Waited on the bridge for 30 minutes. Mr. Falls?
Eagle Mountain, that spot, strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. The Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of an eye.
I watched from my car, or I watched my car from the bridge. I never put no body in that car. You were watching the car.
That bridge, other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car.
What else were you expecting him to do?
I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting a feeling, a contradiction.
And I wonder what's on the other side of the broken bridge anyway.
No one lives there. You said monks practice there.
There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it.
Wait, how do they get 5 years the bridge is out? So, okay.
Anyway, nobody came, no car, nothing.
Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remembered her face.
Wait a minute. You had remembered her face. Then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Sorry, I tell a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from woman standing here now. She was different, it was Valerie.
We talked and then she left. What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Falls.
Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone need to take the blame for it. That's all I could think to do. She said that. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me the death penalty.
And then, were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Dahlia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. Maybe I did push her in. It don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead.
But you just saw that she isn't dead.
After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for.
That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and the sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. It would have already been pretty dark on the mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall for something you didn't do.
That woman, it wasn't Dahlia.
Stop right there. What more needs to be said?
Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever it is necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls?
I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her.
Mr. Falls.
And if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You still have to still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess.
Okay, so this is photo. Hope you're paying attention because it's gonna get nuts real quick. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Wha. No, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fay.
You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Also, he sounds like my little baby cousin Pearl when he cries. Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. So he does have the voice of a child, because his voice is kind of like Pearl's. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? Oh, yeah, she's on the broken side, so she must have gotten there first.
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did.
Blah.
Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go, a special place.
Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge?
Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
This little bottle on the necklace is your memento. It's quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of the car.
No!
Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it. I still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls?
That's enough, please.
Witness!
I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle.
No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess.
I was stupid. I couldn't keep promise, so I did it. I drank this.
No, we're so close. Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
Oh, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls! Yeah, you totally called it. I was like, how did you call that? But I guess they did say like it ended in tragedy or something. So my first trial ended suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. So I guess Edgeworth did kind of lose in a way. Ha! Take that, Edgeworth. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well.
I'll never talk about this ever again, actually.
But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Somehow got the pendant.
Unforgivable, that witch.
I didn't hear the first part about ending tragedy. I just assumed he died because there wasn't really a way out of it regarding his lack of losses. Well, I mean, Mia could have just lost, right? Could have come close and lost without him dying, and he could have gone to jail or something. But yeah, he straight up dies.
Unforgivable, that witch.
Mr. Armando.
We were so close to the truth, it was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten.
It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You are going to make my coffee all salty. And also, how did he have that pendant with him for 5 years in jail? They would have taken it from him. But let's just overlook that.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia.
Oh, there's his music.
Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
That's one of the things that she says, too. How is this guy so freaking cool?
Can't cry yet, Mia.
I don't know. Anyway. I like Godot. He's like my favorite character. Mr. Armando. How metal was that? No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. Oh, it's probably Fenix talking. 1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. See, isn't that an IV bag hooked up there? And he's sitting up on like an inclined bed thing? I don't know. It's so weird. Bridge to the turnabout. All right. We are now on to my favorite case. It's not short. Let's just say that. It's not a short case. We're not going to finish it today, but my gosh, we're going to get started on it. Chichisisto, the treasured Kurain village heirloom, whose name means seven-branched sword that Blake can't pronounce. It is said that this sacred sword represents life itself. Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end. One merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. Implacability? Implacability? I don't know what that word is. There we go, there it is.
Hey, Nick, did you see that scary intro?
Yeah? What is it?
You know how I got spiritual powers, unlike you? I do. I have them. You don't.
Sure, you are a spirit medium after all.
But just like you, if I don't keep my powers sharp, they get dull, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Glad you agree. Okay, Pearly, you're up.
Pearls?
So, that's why we need to go on a special spiritual hotspot tour, Mr. Nick.
Huh? I'm lost. What's this magazine you're shoving in my face?
It's the New Year's issue of Cult Winter Spiritual Location Special.
Oh, Pearls looks so happy.
Maximize your spiritual power with just one night of intensive training. Oh, it sounds too good to be true.
I'll say, it sounds more like a scam to me.
It's a spiritual retreat called Hazakura Temple. It's way up in the mountains, and I bet it's nice and cold, just perfect for training.
Now I definitely don't want to go.
You know, I think I heard of this temple before. It's a famous channeling dojo. It's hard for even the real spirit mediums like us to make reservations up there.
Reservations? For a temple? Are you serious?
Don't worry, I already made special reservations just for us.
Yeah, and I signed up for a special course.
That's nice, and the timing couldn't be better. Since we don't have a case right now anyway.
Alrighty then, it's settled. Well, come on, don't just stand there. Start packing your stuff.
Yes, Mr. Nick, you'd better start packing your stuff.
Huh? Me? Why do I have to go?
Well, we have to be accompanied by someone over 20 years old.
Hey, I don't have anything to do with spirit power. The only thing I can do is channel it. The only thing I can channel is the TV.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. How you astral project a TV and then you watch it?
Yeah, that's how we battle in court. Have you seen the movie? It's kind of weird. It's like you throw the screen at the guy.
Yeah.
So, is there a heated pool at this Hazakura temple?
No, but you can stand under a freezing waterfall.
Sorry, but I think I'll pass. I hate cold places.
What? No way. How can you be so selfish?
Come on, Mr. Nick, look at this place. Doesn't it look beautiful?
Nope, not going. I'm gonna be nice and toasty at home. What the?
What is it, Mr. Nick?
Oh. Oh, you probably can't see it. Oh, you can see it. Right below my... Anyway.
What is it, Mr. Nick?
Let me see that magazine. Oh, there we go. This nun. Isn't Maya an adult? I think she's 19, right?
Is she a friend of yours or something, Nick?
This girl. It's...
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? You disgust me.
But it can't be. She was found guilty and should be in prison.
Mr. Nick?
Yeah, but they were like, we have to have somebody who's over 20 to accompany us. So she's an adult or whatever, but she's 19. I don't know. They just need a reason to get Nick up there to see good old blast from the past lady. So here we go. I'll go.
Huh?
Hazakura Temple. I said I'll go.
Yay! Isn't that great, Pearly?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, right? Even walk over burning coals, right?
Oh, Colt. New Year's issue received from Pearls. Dahlia Hawthorne. I knew there was no way she could possibly be at that temple, but I just had to see for myself. Okay, on that note, I'll be right back. I just had to BC for myself. All right, I'm back. Let's continue. Yeah, I'm sure they meant to. They probably got. It's like when you think of one thing and then you switch what your train of thought in the middle of the sentence. So it was either I had to be sure for myself or I had to see for myself. But they got like between the two. Who this nun really was. I had to BC for myself who this nun really was. I got some frozen blueberries. February 7th, Hazakura Temple, main gate.
Brr, it's so cold here, Nick.
Maybe you should put on something warmer for a change.
Oh, well, it's supposed to be cold. It's raining. Achoo!
Her teeth are chattering so loudly. It's all I can do to make out what she's saying. Huh?
Wow, Mystic Maya. So this is the famous Hazakura Temple.
Pearly. Achoo!
Well, well, well. How nice it is to see you here. Welcome to our temple.
Oh, thank you. Achoo!
Oh, my. Thank you for coming all this way. Come now. You must have been cold.
What's with this past tense? We're freezing into human popsicles as we speak.
Ho, 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 ho. We're so high up in the mountains. We are high up in the mountains after all. In any case, we shouldn't speak here. Please follow me inside.
Thank you. I was starting to think I would pass.
Oh, yes. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the head nun here at the temple. My name is Bikini.
Bikini?
That's right. Actually, that's my temple name. What do you think? It's a tradition to have one, and I wanted something that has a nice image to it. So I thought, why not choose a bikini? Besides, it makes me seem younger.
It certainly does. Oh, I signed up for your special course.
Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel.
Reckless?
Wahaha!
Maybe you should take it easy tonight, Mystic Maya. We can come back another day.
But you went through all that trouble to get the reservations.
Yes, that's right. You've come all this way, so please enjoy yourselves. There's still time before supper, so why don't you have to look around?
Can I even go back to writing co offices? No, I can't. Okay. Let's talk about the channeling dojo. So what's a channeling dojo anyway?
Oh, my, you don't even know that?
Forgive him, sister, for he knows not what he is saying.
Well, just call me Bikini and forget the sister part.
That was a weird biblical reference.
Channeling Dojo is basically a spiritual power training ground. We have a special holy items prepared here to help people who boost their spiritual power.
Holy items?
You train in an entire evening surrounded by these items. It's quite mysterious. The spiritual power of these items seem to envelop you. Wahahaha.
Wow, she must have just gotten off the trolley from the land of make-believe. And we go from a biblical reference to a Mr. Rogers reference. Okay.
So what exactly is the special course?
You must be incredibly devoted to be interested in that at such a young age.
She keeps cutting these people off, so if I don't miss their dialogue, I'm sorry.
It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant a spell. 30,000 times, all while being showered in freezing cold spirit water.
Oh.
It's February now, right? You have to be careful this time of year. If you don't watch it, you'll catch pneumonia or maybe even die of hypothermia. So be careful, you hear? Wahaha, ho 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 ha.
What was the Mr. Rogers and biblical reference? The biblical reference was, she said, forgive him, sister, he knows not what he's saying. And then the Mr. Rogers reference was, Phoenix was saying, she must have just got off the trolley from Make-Believe Land. After she was talking about using spiritual items to power up your spirit power or something.
How am I supposed to be careful?
Oh no, I knew I shouldn't have signed Mystic Maya up for this.
Sister, about this picture. Well, look at that. I must say I look rather divine here, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Unforgettable in every way.
You mean it? Oh, I knew it. Wahaha, ho ho ho. Hee.
Except she doesn't do that.
The makeup was pretty tough, but Iris helped me out.
Iris?
The cute little girl in the photo. She looks just like me, doesn't she? We're just a small temple here, so she and I run the entire place.
Really? That kind of sounds like fun.
Sorry to cut in, but this Iris, where is she right now?
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, just listen to you. You haven't come all this way up here just to find a girlfriend, have you?
Pearl. She's as annoying as Meekins.
No, that's not what I had in mind at all. Anyway, Iris is at the Inner Temple preparing for this evening.
Inner Temple?
Yes, that's right. Iris will be back this evening. Why don't you go have a look at the main hall for now? Wahaha, ho ho ho.
So she's in the Inner Temple, huh? Oh.
The main hall? I think it's even colder in here. Achoo!
Mr. Nick, do you smell that? It smells like meat and gravy.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it's pot roast for tonight. Yum.
Weird, I thought they would serve something a little more, well, traditional.
What are you talking about, Nick? You think monks and nuns just sit around eating rice gruel all the time?
Mystic Maya is right. Oh, I hope there's mashed potatoes, too. I love mashed potatoes.
What a cute little acolyte.
Greetings to all of you. Oh, hello. Wow, this lady makes Maya look like a 6 out of 10 on the weirdness scale.
Your outfit. Did you come here for the special course too?
Unfortunately, no. Actually, I'm...
You're Miss Elise Donim.
Yes, that's right. You know of me?
My name is Pearl Faye. I'm your biggest fan.
Who is she, Nick?
I see it now. Zvari, a fortune teller?
I've got all your books, Miss Donim.
Ha ha ha! What a sweet thing to say, and please call me Elise.
Books?
Mr. Nick, don't you know anything? Don't you even know who this is?
Well, an author maybe?
Yes, and an illustrator of picture books.
Picture books, huh? Oh, now I get it. Let's talk to Elise. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. I don't get a lot of chances to enjoy picture books.
It's all right. I take no offense to that. My books are nothing but simple stories for children.
And really beautiful pictures too, Miss Elise. Your books always make me feel as if my heart has been purified.
It makes me feel very happy to hear you say that.
I do have to admit, she certainly seems like a kind, sensitive lady.
Miss Elise won an award last year for her book, The Magic Bottle.
Yes, a friend of mine secretly submitted a story I had written to a publisher. They liked it so much they asked if it was all right for me to make it into a book.
Wow, it must have been a really great story.
Maybe I should try to write a children's book too. If I do, you can secretly send it to a publisher for me, Nick.
I don't think we've actually met her before.
Recently, I've accepted a sort of apprentice, you might say.
An apprentice?
He calls himself Larice Donim. I believe he's off doing some landscaping sketches right now. On Larice's behalf as well, I'd like to thank you for your support.
Of course, Miss Elise, anything for you.
Why come here?
Why did you come to Hazakura Temple, Miss Elise? Are you here to do some spiritual training?
No, that's not it. I'm actually here to gather materials for a new book I'm working on.
Wow, I can't wait to read it.
Rose is completely taken with her. Who is Larice again, her brother? Larice is great. I think we'll see him in just a second.
I wanted to do
It's her apprentice.
I wanted to do a book with a more Japanese feel to it this time.
So is that why you're dressed like you are?
The children have a certain image of me in their minds. I don't want to disappoint them.
What can I say? She's a really sweet lady.
Wow, Miss Elise, you're dressed up like a mountain nun.
Yes, the good people here were kind enough to let me borrow this. And I'm wearing training clothes underneath my robes as well. I want a staff like that. Like the crystal sphere? It's really amethyst, you know. It's a real amethyst, you know. Maybe we'll find one like that up here on this mountain. Good luck, Nick. I know you'll find me one. Well, you'll have to excuse me now. I have to go help with the dinner preparations.
Wow, you mean you're cooking dinner tonight?
That's right. Would you like to help me too, Pearl?
Yes, I want to help with whatever I can.
Pearl looks like she just won the lottery.
Oh, I'll help too then. No, it's fine. Please don't worry about it. Feel free to relax and explore the area with your friend. Huh, but... Oh, yes. Please take this. I think it will be of help to you. It's a map of the area. We wouldn't want you to get lost now, would we?
The inner temple. There it is on the other side of the bridge.
I just want you to, soak up where we are right now.
Well, if you insist, I guess we'll take this chance to go check out the other temple.
I bet she's a child charmer.
Okay, I'll see you two later then. Remember, you're not allowed to fight.
Come on, Nick. Let's go. At least we'll stay warm if we keep moving.
Okay. I believe. Gate. What? Developed the image? Oh, okay. But you saw that, right? Like, we're at the place where the Terry Falls stuff happened.
Huh? Where did Sister Bikini go?
I guess she went to the inner temple to go help out that other nun.
Oh, right. I think her name is Iris.
Yeah, that was it. I want to find out who Iris really is, but I'm scared of what I'll find. February 7th, Suspension Bridge.
Wow, look at this broken down old bridge, Nick.
Yeah, and look at that big canyon below us.
Hey, there's a river down there. It looks like it's flowing really fast. What's wrong, Nick? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I'm just not very good at heights.
Oh, hey, I've got it. Maybe you should face your fear and try hurling yourself off the edge. You know, 1, 2, 3, jump. It might be just what you need to get over your fear of heights.
Yeah, death is a real good way to overcome phobias, alright. Anyway, it sure looks like a rickety bridge.
Can't argue there. That's probably why it's called Dusty Bridge.
Read it again, Maya. It says Dusky Bridge.
Well, it's practically the same thing. Anyway, the inner temple is just up ahead, right? So let's go and check it out.
Why isn't there another way to cross? Why isn't there another way across? February 7th, Inner Temple Gate.
Oh, that bridge was shaking like jello in an earthquake. And that last half of the wood on the rickety bridge was rotting, I bet. Not to mention the last part had only like one board left on it. What's wrong with you? Your face is all green.
Can you not pick on me for a second? I'm still trying to get over the shock that we made it safely across that death trap.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bit surprised too.
Yikes, that temple is in bad shape. It looks like it could collapse at any time. I guess people don't use it too often. Is this really where you're going to train tonight?
That has to be it. It's kinda creepy around here, like a ghost might jump out at you or something.
A spirit medium afraid of ghosts? Isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic, don't you think? February 7th, Inner Temple, Training Hall. Man, look at this place. It's just a tiny freezing cold room. So this is where you'll both be training, huh?
Huh? What do you mean, both? I'm the only one.
Really? But I thought...
Early's just a little kid. She couldn't handle this kind of intense training.
So says the girl who can barely hear over her teeth chattering.
Anyway, the real training room is just behind that door over there.
Oh,
Yep. Definitely getting the feeling it's back there.
even I can sense that there's something supernatural about the cavern that's behind the door. Oh.
Excuse me, but who are you? Ah.
You're...
Hi there. We're just looking around since we're going to be staying here tonight. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I wonder why she's spaced out like that, don't you, Nick?
Did you say something, Maya?
Not you too, Nick. My name is Iris. I'm one of the nuns here at this temple. I'm Maya Fey. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure is mine. Oh, please excuse me. I have some, chores to attend to. She sure is beautiful. And a bit spacey, I guess. I guess she's just not used to talking with urban sophisticates like us. Nick.
That girl. It can't be, but... Hanging scroll. It doesn't look like that old either. Huh! Ah! What is it? Why did you scream like that?
The scroll. It It's my mother.
What?
It's Misty Fey, the master of Kyorain School of Channeling.
Are you sure?
Yes. That crest at the top of the scroll. That's the special mark of the master of our tradition.
So that's what the mark means. What is it?
Nothing. It's just that I last saw her over 15 years ago. If it wasn't for that crest, I wouldn't have even known it was her. My own mother. And I can't even recognize her face.
Maya.
Hanging scroll added to the court record. Shows Misty Fey.
The actual training area must be on the other side of this door. I wonder what it's like. Oi, it's locked. Come on, Nick. You know you want to open it for me?
I can't.
You've been in kind of a bad mood lately, haven't you, Nick? Zvari! I know what it is. IRIS. Or is it the IRS? Oh no. Ha ha ha! Iris and Nick sitting in the tree. KISSING. Oh. Need to take a breath. Look at this antique dresser. I wonder if there's anything valuable inside. Let's have a look. Nothing. Just a bunch of clothes. Hey, Nick.
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking.
Oh, about Iris, I bet. Looks like you've been bitten by the love bug, Nick.
There's a bunch of musty-looking blankets and bedding sets piled up here.
I wonder why they're even here in the first place.
It's because all the spiritual training is done under the supervision of a nun. Wonder if Sister Bikini is planning to sleep in here while I train.
But if they sleep, what's the point of having them here in the first place?
But anything else I should look at? For some reason I can look at the scroll again. The hanging wall scroll showing Maya's mother, Misty Fey. It's not that old. The crest at the top is the official mark of the master. I wonder if this temple has some sort of connection to the Fey family.
I think it does, actually. Supposedly, it was founded by a branch family member of the Kyorain school.
I'll have to ask Bikini in more detail when I get the chance. About Maya, and the Fey family in general. Alright. Coolio. Head back across the bridge. Alright, let's meet with, Lorice.
Oh, we managed to make it across Dusty Bridge. Nick, you look green. Are you feeling alright? Hey, what's wrong with you? Ever since we met Sister Iris in the training hall, you've been really quiet.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Hey, you! Oh, wait up! You think he's yelling at us?
He must be. There's no one else around.
Would you mind moving? You're standing right in my way. Hey, I know you. You're... Whoa! Sorry, gotta run. See ya.
Hey, wait a minute!
Next time you play this I'd need a recap. Got it. Because I played this game before, I remember that. I remember butts. This is the grand finale to a 3-game series. You gotta have the buzz.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Lorice Donem.
Liar! You're Larry! Your clothes may change, but you're still the butts.
Shut up! I'm Lorice. And I'm just here to do a sketch of Dusky Bridge. So, it really is our Larry. Not that I get why he's pretending to be someone else.
Gotta have the butts. Oh yeah, I gotta get the butt music going.
So what are you doing with the last name Donim?
I wanted to start over again with a clean slate. A clean slate?
He is Larice. Yeah, exactly. He's Larice, because Larice.
A clean slate? You remember, don't you? Last time. The
mask case.
After that, I started to realize I didn't like this guy known as Larry Butts. And that's when I came across it. The Book of Destiny. The Book of Destiny? Do you mean The Magic Bottle by Miss Elise Tonim? So beautiful, so moving, so gentle. My heart felt cleansed. I was saved.
Maybe I should buy a copy of The Magic Bottle.
Wow, Larry could make a great book salesman. I really want to get that book now, too.
At least on him.
She's the most wonderful person I've ever met. I'd follow her anywhere. Well, she certainly is an elegant lady. You see? Here's a photo I took of her in secret. Wow, that's a beautiful photo. You want a copy, don't you? It's okay. I just happen to have a few extra prints made.
Japanese people always use the same terms. Thinking about your only pupil, Larice Donim. Like, always be sure to do things with a smile and do your best, and it makes my heart smile. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they just have phrases that they use. Picture books. Still, it's kind of hard to imagine you as a picture book illustrator. So tell the truth, you must have some kind of ulterior motive, right?
What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone anymore, especially not women. Talk about the bad case of denial.
Anyway, can you even draw well enough to make a picture book?
Art isn't only about technical skill, you know. It's also about having a pure heart.
And that's why I'm asking, can you draw well enough to make a whole book?
Now that you mention it, I wonder. It looks like you still have some doubt in your heart. It's true, I do. But when I first saw her, I felt it. Something inside me ended, and something else began. Oh, Larry, it sounds like you've fallen in love with Miss Elise Tonim. No, you're wrong. It's not her. It's the other girl.
Other girl? Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh yeah, her. My little Iris. She's really pretty. This girl, she's perfect. She's exactly my type. I wonder if she would model for me. I want to draw a portrait of her. Yeah, you always liked those model types, didn't you, Larry? Hey, wait a sec. Didn't you say you were swearing off women? Yeah, that's right. Of course I have. I have, basically, but Iris is different. I feel like I still have one chance left at the dream.
This guy will never change. Everyone.
Hey, Pearly.
Dinner preparations are complete. Please come quickly to the main hall.
All right, I can't wait to dig in, Pearly.
I'm going to the inner temple to call Sister Iris. I also want to have a look at where Mystic Maya is going to be training.
Yeah, yes? I think. February 7th. Kazakura Hall.
Boy, am I stuffed.
Are you sure it's alright to eat that much before your training?
Well, this kind of training is a battle of endurance.
Mystic Maya, please don't do anything that might put your health at risk.
No pain, no gain, I guess.
I'm still worried about you.
Well, let's not dilly-dally, shilly-shally. You must get ready for tonight.
Good luck, Maya. All right, here I go. I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess.
Iris, please ring the bell at 10 o'clock for lights out, all right?
I forgot her voice already, I don't know.
Yes, Sister Bikini.
And then after you ring the bell, I want you to come join us at the training hall. Yeah, there we go.
I understand, Sister Bikini.
Maya and Bikini really seem excited about this training thing.
Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight?
Well,
If you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together.
really? I'd love to. I know, what's like the worst name to give yourself? I'm not very good at reading. One time, with this urn,
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
I'd love to. Girls is absolutely smitten with Miss Donim.
So Larry, what are you going to do?
Me? Well, I'm just gonna hang out in my room. Can't stand the cold and all.
I totally hear you there. Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word.
Oh, okay. And what about this word?
That's another tough one. It says roast.
What kind of a book is she reading anyway?
Well, I'm going to wash the dishes and help clean up. I'll go visit you when I'm done, Miss Elise.
Well, not much else to do except head to my room and huddle under the covers, I guess. It's a whole different type of cold up here in the mountains. Arg, why couldn't the nearest bathroom just be a little closer to my room? Aw, the girls. Eee, I like how your little head's popping up over. Are you holding a... Oh, yeah, someone's holding... Aw. Cute again. Okay, back to game.
Mr. Wright?
Yeah!
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Oh, Miss Donim, are you going to use the bathroom too?
No, but have you seen Pearl?
No, not since after dinner.
Yeah, I figured that out.
I thought she said she was going to your room.
I know, but she never showed up. I'm going to go look for her. Excuse me.
Miss Elise Donim, a woman as mysterious as in origin is her last name. But the real mysterious one is...
Oh,
Sister Iris.
good evening.
The really mysterious one is this girl.
Are you on your way to the bathroom too, Mr. Wright?
I can't let this chance pass me by. I should try to talk with her and maybe get some answers.
I know, it seems French. I always liked the Dahlia song.
Your sister Iris, right?
Yes.
So, when did you come to Hazakura Temple?
I don't remember. Ever since I was a small child, the temple has been my home.
So you never left?
Well, I don't have any family left to take care of me. Sister Bikini, I've come to think of her as my real mother, as it were.
I see. But didn't you go to college? And maybe enroll in Ivy University Literature Department?
No, I never had an interest in going to a big university like that. My training is all the education I need.
I see.
But once in a while, when I get the chance, I make a trip to the nearby town. I can use a computer and a cell phone too.
That's not exactly something worth bragging about. But I don't see any Cyclocks. So I guess that means she's not lying.
Please don't stare at me like that.
Age 25. She reminds me so much of, quote, her. Oh, also, let's read Larry's profile. Better known as Larry Butts. Okay. Anyway. What kind of place is this anyway? I heard it's for training to increase your spiritual power or something like that.
Seem awfully crazy to normal people like you.
Well, I have to admit it's a whole different world up here.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Huh?
Talking with dead people. Who does it help anyway? I hate it.
Really? So then why stay in a place like this?
Ah,
Something wrong?
I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go and ring the bell for lights out.
I guess it's almost 10 now, huh?
Mr. Wright?
Yes?
If it's all right with you, I would like you to have this.
But this is your hood.
It has the power to protect you from evil spirits.
Come to think of it, Sister Bikini was wearing one of these too.
I pray for your safety on this dark, cold night.
Iris's hood received from Iris.
I'm sorry, but I must bid you good night.
She's good at hiding it with her mega tomahawk. Wait a minute. Sister Iris,
Yes?
just now you called me by my name. You said Mr. Wright. How did you know my name? I never introduced myself to you.
That's...
Sister Iris, please, tell me the truth. You and I, have we ever met before? There you go. There's some Cyclops for you. Iris. And 5 of them too.
Oh, it's almost 10. Perhaps we can speak again tomorrow.
So my hunch was correct. She does know me. I'll have to try to talk with her again tomorrow. Ah! What the? That blood-curdling scream came from the courtyard! February 7th, 11:06 p.m., Hazakura Temple Courtyard. That scream! I'm sure it came from around here. Ah! Someone's there! On the ground! Mr. Nim! Squish. I just stepped on something soft. Hey, don't step... You don't step on my tummy like that! What are you doing lying in there in the snow? I was passed out, what do you think? And so that blood-curdling scream was you? Forget about that! Hurry up and call the police! Is there even a phone in the main hall? No, but we get reception up here in the mountains. You must have a cell phone on you, right? I didn't bring it with me. Oh, you're useless. I mean, even Iris has a cell phone. We got no choice. You'll have to use the public phone by Dusky Bridge. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Run as fast as you can. Yes, ma'am. If you don't hurry, Iris will. Huff, huff. It's further than I thought. The bridge is just up ahead. I have to go tell Maya what happened too. Ah! Dusky Bridge! It's burning down! What the heck happened? What are you doing here? Ah!
What is it? Is it me?
Don't scare me like that, Larry. I almost had a heart attack.
My name isn't Larry, it's Larice.
Larry, hurry up and call the police. I'm going to the inner temple.
Don't be stupid. The bridge is nothing but a burning wreck right now.
Listen to me. There's been a murder here at Hazakura Temple.
What?
The murder might have fled across the bridge. I have to make sure Maya is safe.
But...
Please, call the police. I've got to go. Get out of my way, Larry.
It's too dangerous, Nick. Wait.
I must have been crazy. I knew how dangerous it was, but I still went for it. Ah!
Nick!
Weakened even more by the fire, the rickety old bridge's planks snapped and gave way. And as I was swallowed by the eternal darkness that surrounded me, a final, terrifying scream rose up to pierce the frozen air of that harrowing night. And then Nick goes to hospital. I'm assuming. Where he wakes up and reviews case 4 while he's still in the hospital bed. This part is awesome, by the way. I'm eating the berries, which helps, but this part is awesome. You're seriously gonna love this. Could that be at this time of night?
Yes, Nedgeworth speaking.
Edgy, get up! It's an emergency!
Huh? Larry? Do you know what time it is?
It's not Larry! It's Larice! Larice Donim!
This is nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and...
Wait! Don't hang up! It's an emergency! It's Nick! He took a really nasty spill!
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, so...
I'm not joking! His life is in danger!
What? What happened? Tell me.
Talk about a guy with bad luck! He might already be dead! Anyway, you gotta come back! You're the only one that can help! My Iris! My beautiful Iris, she needs help!
Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can.
I'm at the detention center, please! Hurry!
It's been 1 year since I left that country. Thought I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like it won't be a pretty reunion, if I expected anything to change.
You're late, Edgy! What took you so long?
I don't want to hear it. I chartered a private jet to come as quickly as I could.
Well, you should have chartered a faster one. Anyway, just listen. Something happened to Mr. Lease, and Nick's, Maya, and Iris's bikini, huh? Say something, Edgy.
Before I came here, I stopped by the hospital and paid Wright a visit. And I believe I have a better understanding of the situation than you at this point.
We are now playing as Edgeworth. We are now Edgeworth while Nick is in the hospital.
The murder victim was the picture book author, Mr. Elise Tonim. He was found by Wright and the head nun. The suspect is the temple's younger nun. Then later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest.
Yes, that's right. You got it. But they arrested. They arrested her, my sweet little Iris.
And here I was convinced he was the one the police had arrested. However, I still don't understand what these 2 items are for.
What are you talking about? They're hiding.
Oh, they're things Wright gave me when I was leaving his room. This is the first. He said it's some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. And the other? He couldn't possibly be asking me what I think he is, could he?
I'm begging you. Iris's trial starts tomorrow. With Nick out of the picture, you're all I got left. You're the only one that can represent her.
What did you just say?
You know, represent, defend. What were you expecting? Why do you think I called you anyway?
I'm a prosecutor, Larry, a prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor is a lawyer who...
Don't talk to me like I'm a kid. I graduated from junior high, you know. Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell.
He does get a power in his own game. I forget what it's called, but it's this thing where when he investigates crime scenes, he links evidence together.
But
I mean, I heard a paper badge had no problem fooling an entire court before.
How could this country's... Sorry, I defaulted to Phoenix. He said a paper badge fooled the court. Which is so true. Anyway.
How could this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay?
Please, Edgy. At least listen to her. Listen to Iris' side of the story.
It's alright, wasn't joking me when he gave me this badge after all. I'm an attorney. Nice, attorney. Received from Wright. He wasn't serious when he gave this to me, was he? Received from Wright? Something about reading people's hearts? What utter nonsense.
I like how some of these things are in like Edgeworth's writing.
My friend since grade school.
Oh, he called him his friend!
Fell from Dusky Bridge and is currently hospitalized.
No love for Gumshoe. Just homicide detective at local precinct in charge of initial investigation.
My friend since grade school. I don't remember how we became friends though.
Hope that OMG BRB was like... I'm excited, so I'm gonna run and come back real soon. Wait for you to get back. This beat music. The way they draw her eyes is really interesting. Like a bunch of like weird jaggedy black lines across them. It's supposed to be like a gem or something? Oh, also I noticed she has a pink Megatama. Girls gave us a green one. Mia has a black one, I think? I thought she had one too, but now I can't look at her. Oh wait, but we have a picture of her from... Oh, no. Can't see her clothes now. Okay, we'll start moving forward, but slowly.
Thank you for coming. My name is Iris.
Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. I don't know if I can be of any help, but I will at least hear what you have to say about the murder.
Mr. Wright, how is he? Mr. Larice said that he might even die.
Fortunately, he will be fine. Larry, you moron, how could you say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed.
Goodness.
But he's caught some kind of nasty cold.
Oh, that's what the OMG was for. I was wondering. You missed about 5 or 6 lines of dialogue. No, Butts wouldn't die. So, she asked if Mr. Wright was okay, and Larry said he was maybe gonna die. And Edgeworth is like, what the heck? No, he's not gonna die. And she was like, oh, good.
But he's caught some kind of nasty cold.
A cold.
He's running a high fever and drifting in and out of consciousness. I must be imagining things. This woman, I feel like I've met her before.
What is this music? Okay, well, we gotta look at the guy.
God is glaring at me. If someone glares at you, it's only polite to return the favor, is what I was taught.
Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, excuse me.
She caught him glaring. See, you gotta examine all the stuff as Edgeworth, right? You gotta see all the Edgeworth dialogue.
And the camera's glaring at me. If something glares at you, it's only polite to return the favor, is what I was taught.
Literally the same thing.
Something bothering you?
Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, Iris. I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling that you and I have met before.
It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazakura Temple.
Hazakura Temple? What's that?
It's a place where those who wish to boost their spiritual powers come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power.
Spiritual power? Did you go to that temple for that reason as well?
No, I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them.
In that case, what are you doing at that temple then?
I've committed some sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there, and why I continue to train to purify my soul.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to spoil stuff so bad, because this case goes crazy.
I want to ask you about last night, the night of the crime.
Alright. I helped clean up after dinner, and then we went back to my room at about 8. Later, I left my room to ring the lights out bell at 10.
Bell?
I'm really trying to remember what exactly she has to do with this. But there's such a crazy twist for who it is that it's... Anyway. Bikini Bottom.
We ring it at the same time each night.
I see, and then?
And then? I was told to go to the training hall, but I went back to my room and stayed there.
Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to?
Then Larry was involved because he loves Iris or whatever. It's butts, isn't it? Oh, you and your guesses. Anyway, we never see Larry again after this game, just saying. But I guess we don't really see Gumshoe either, so... Oh, pal, it could have been a Gumshoe. Anyway, even though he wasn't there.
Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to?
I was frightened.
Frightened?
So I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened.
There's more to her story. I just know there is, and I should dig a little deeper. You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder.
Yes.
However, you didn't go, because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you so frightened of? What in the world?
Is there something wrong?
I'm sorry. It's nothing. It looks like she's not aware of them herself. These must be what Wright was talking about. The Psycho Locks. And I believe he said that I need to present this Mega Tomahawk item to do something.
Like, he's just like, what's happening?
So do you have any idea as to what really occurred last night?
Well, yeah, he's not... It's Nick's power comes from his Megatama. Also, okay. Since we'll never get to Game 4, because it, like, doesn't exist, Apollo's power is from an item, too, which is, like, a twist in the game. He doesn't even realize that he has his power is, like, from an item. But anyway. And so, literally, all the main characters' powers in Ace Attorney are from an item that they have.
So
like, even Athena's is from an item. Anyway.
So do you have any idea as to what really occurred last night?
I think it was the result of the tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed.
Spiritual power?
Yes, spiritual training has been a cause behind many great tragedies.
However, Edgeworth's power isn't. He literally just has a power. Why ain't there a fourth game? There is, but it's on like the DS and I can't stream it.
This incident was just another example.
Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in spiritual power. Although those chains were pretty weird, but I am basically Seto Kaiba, so I'll just pretend I didn't see them.
Yes, I understand. Most people don't.
And I am certain that the thing that killed this victim was human. So please answer this simple question. Were you the one who killed Elise Tonem?
No, I'm not the one who took her life.
Those psycho-luck things aren't appearing. I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying. Huh.
What's wrong?
I can't believe what I'm thinking. Here, I just finished saying that I don't believe in spiritual power. It appears that's about all you can tell me.
Thank you very much for listening to my story.
I visited Wright at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you.
Face the spiritual power? Face the spiritual power? I don't believe in it, I know.
Me?
Yes, at the trial tomorrow. He asked me to defend you.
Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edgeworth. Then I will gladly entrust my fate to your capable hands.
But before that, I have one question.
Yes?
Do you know Wright?
Why would you ask me that?
Whenever you came up in our conversation, he would act a little strange.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is Mr. Wright to you?
He is a very dear and indispensable friend. Don't tell anyone I said that, though.
It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him.
You deceived him.
I heard that he was in a lot of pain afterwards because of what happened. I know what a weak person I am. That's why I thought it was best if he never saw me again. I wanted him to just forget about me without learning the truth.
Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering, and until he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress world. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, but only if you agree to that one condition.
All right, Mr. Edgeworth, I promise.
Very well. I'll do everything in my power to get you an acquittal.
She's Dahlia, but she turned a new leaf.
That's enough information gathering for now. Should head to the crime scene.
Clearly turned a new leaf. What a good person she is. Can I, like, present Wright and see what she says?
Mr. Wright, how bad is his cold?
Well, his fever is very high. As a result, he's rather confused. He's worried about Maya, who's still trapped in the inner temple, and he's quite worried about you as well, it seems.
No, I'm just saying stuff.
Really?
Yes, naturally. Once he recovers, I'll pass the baton back to him.
No, don't. I'm sure that Mr. Wright wouldn't want that. He wouldn't want to defend me.
Anyway, that was fun. Except for those psycho locks.
I love how he calls them psycho locks, by the way.
It sure is cold, alright.
Oh yeah, this is kind of great too, in a way.
So this is it, Dusky Bridge.
Oh wow, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth!
Detective Gumshoe.
Long time no see. It's been about a year, or has it been longer?
We hardly ever see these guys interacting, really.
It doesn't matter, Detective. What does matter is why you're shuffling around up here.
Oh, ouch! And there was that sharp left jab. Well, I'm happy to see you anyway, Mr. Edgeworth.
Let me guess, you were transferred by HR to the local precinct. A wise decision. The vast amount of nothing up here should be quite easy to guard.
I heard you were back in the country and arranged to come all the way out here. Everybody was real nice. They even let me take charge of the investigation, so.
Sorry.
Gumshoe indeed. Like a gum on your shoe, he's impossible to get rid of.
I'm supposed to report on the details of the crime, sir. Anyway, here I am, Detective Dick Gumshoe, reporting for duty.
Great. Thank you, Detective.
I thought Prosecutor Godot was gonna be here before me. That guy's a real mystery, I tell ya.
Prosecutor Godot?
If you remember at the beginning of the game, they were like, oh yeah, Edgeworth appointed this Godot guy. Yeah, good job, Mia. Her spiritual power increased. Anyway, what happened?
I just got back to the country, so I don't really know much about the case.
It's simple.
Well, simple is as simple does, as they say.
Oh, you got no idea how much I miss that biting sarcasm of yours, so. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing.
And the witness?
Yeah, that bikini lady.
Bikini lady? Here, on this freezing mountain?
Well, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, so.
I may have to talk to this bikini lady. I mean, decisive witness myself.
So at the beginning of the game, they were like, oh yeah, that Godot guy, like, Edgeworth said he was great, so, like, that's why he was able to become a prosecutor or something like that. And he was like, who's Godot? We'll talk about more that right after this.
So this is the bridge that Wright fell through.
Yup. I can't imagine being that reckless myself. Look before your cross is how it goes, right? Or was it weep?
And? Is there something on the other side?
Yeah, some old building they call the Inner Temple. We can't get over there without a bridge, so.
What?
Nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem. But someone at the Inner Temple is doing some training now and they're stuck there.
Yes, I heard that from Wright. It's Maya Fey.
Oh no, her again. Anyway, the air is really turbulent right now, so we can't do an aerial extraction. Also, this girl likes to starve somewhere while we do court cases, it seems like. No one's gonna be able to get to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, so.
And will she be alright in this cold? So how did this bridge burn down anyway?
We're almost 100% sure it was lightning.
Lightning?
Let's talk about Prosecutor Godot.
Who is this Prosecutor Godot? I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but nobody can say a bad word about the guy.
What kind of a man is he?
He just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, so real good.
I'm pretty sure they said that.
And if he's so good, how is it I've never heard of him? Is he the lead prosecutor on this case?
You bet he is. After all, you know who is right in the middle of it.
You know who?
Phoenix White, of course. For some reason, Godot has really got it in for Mr. White.
No.
Yeah, he seems to have some kind of grudge.
And, what would be the cause of this grudge?
I thought this was just said.
I don't know. Maybe he made fun of his mask or something.
None of this is making any sense. I'd better look into this Godot myself. And you're telling me that the bridge caught fire during a fluke bolt of lightning?
Yep, last night it snowed for the first time in 3 days. A little unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. But according to the weather data, lightning definitely struck.
Weather data added to the court record.
I see. This is a very detailed weather report. Almost too detailed. Even has the exact time that lightning struck the bridge.
Oh, that? We got that information from the witness's testimony. Someone actually... Oh, whoops.
Someone actually saw the lightning hit the bridge? Who is this witness?
Sorry, I'll go ask one of the local cops later, so.
I usually hear about promising young prosecutor candidates while they're still in school. But I've never seen or heard of this person.
I gotta admit, he's puzzling alright. He just appeared one day, big mug of steaming coffee in his hand.
Sounds like an interesting man. Who is this masked man?
Yeah, the whole prosecutor's office is really into double espresso macchiatos lately.
So anyways, he purposely didn't... I mean, they purposely wrote it so that Gumshoe wouldn't know who saw the bridge get burned down. But the person who saw it was the Butts. Yo, Edgy, what took you so long? It's so cold my brain turned to sherbet.
And I knew it was a mistake to race back to this country.
What do you mean?
Wright is going to be fine, and the case itself isn't anything unusual. and I find myself taking a request to defend a woman accused of murder.
Hey, wait a sec, hold it. Objection, pal. What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and
What kind of lame excuse is that? You call yourself a defense attorney?
Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor, and that's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, defense attorney sounds just plain old weird, pal. Right, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth?
I'm not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing anymore.
Dude, Edgy, I don't see you for a couple of years, and your heart turns to sherbet.
I'd say more like sorbet. It's rather cold here.
I know, I like that too.
Iris didn't murder her, someone else did. I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one.
Never the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I'll do what I can to prove her innocence. At least until I pass the baton on to Wright, that is.
Man, I'm telling you, Iris is so cute. Right, Edgy? You think so too, don't you? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?
To put it simply, your comment has me highly concerned. Could it be that the reason you think she's innocent?
Come on! A girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer.
I was right after all. I never should have come back.
No, don't worry. I see things for how they really are this time, honest.
If I had a penny for every time he had said that.
It's just that, well, Iris is a delicate flower. You can't force things too much, you know what I mean?
Huh?
Oh.
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry.
Oh, forget it. I didn't say anything.
Larry, where were you and what were you doing on the night of the crime? Larry?
What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it?
What?
Get lost. Go back to your chartered jet and get out of my sight, you creep. And I hope your plane crashes and you die.
I'll ask just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing? As I suspected, psycho locks.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, man. You know me. I just don't remember. My short-term memory is a wreck, dude.
Of course it is, bud. Alright. Let's go back to the main hall. I don't... He did it, he did it, he did it. Oh, she has a pink Megatama too.
Hey, hello there. So how are you feeling?
Alright, I suppose. Who is this?
I forgot her voice already.
My name is Miles Edgeworth.
My, such a handsome young boy as yourself is always welcome. If circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just...
Please don't call me boy. Sorry to trouble you, but I'm looking for a woman in a bikini.
Well, you have found her. Now what can I do for you?
I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis.
You ask so nicely, I might give you a peek, big boy. Wow!
Whatever.
Mr. Edgeworth. This is the head nun, Sister Bikini. She's a witness.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps getting cut. Keeps on getting cut.
My stomach already is growling in protest.
So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris?
Well, first, I want to hear what you know.
Night of the crime.
First, I'd like to ask you about last night.
Last night, we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple.
You must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that?
I suppose it was about 9 o'clock when we left here. Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting. The channeling dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch.
Wow, you're right. Does sound exhausting.
Detective, this is no time for flattery.
Sorry.
Sometime around 11 o'clock you witnessed the incident in the courtyard. But your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here?
Well, you're staring at me. I'm starting to get goosebumps. Whoa!
Starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason.
Oh, you get the chills pretty easy, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Reminds me of a certain old bag.
What you saw.
Alright, then I'd like you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard.
Must have been past 11. No, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart.
Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie.
I saw the two people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back with a sword.
Did you see this criminal with your own eyes?
I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but it was Iris.
Looked like a good stabbing.
You must have been quite shocked.
Of course she was. Try putting herself in her shoes. It'd be like if you were stabbing Mr. White smack dab in the middle of a courtroom, and I happened to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked too.
No, that will probably happen in Game 5.
Larry was dressed as Dahlia, wasn't he? Why wouldn't he be?
No, it sounds insane, but that's what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed, and then I passed out.
Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid.
However, the idea of Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural.
Unnatural.
A girl I know simply isn't capable of this sort of foulness.
I wonder what she means by that. By return, as the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the acolyte at all times, correct?
Yes, that's correct. I know I may look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back.
And the bad lower back.
Yes, it's especially bad in the winter. So bad I can't even lift a bucket. Do you remember how cold it was last night? My back felt stiff as frozen glass. Just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall.
And so you left the disciple all alone.
Don't be ridiculous. I would never do that. That's why I ordered Iris to stay at the inner temple, after she had rung the bells for lights out.
Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she? So did this head nun actually see Iris there? I think I'd better try to get some more details.
Yeah, give me your official guess.
Who is this acolyte that was trained at the inner temple?
Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm ashamed to say. After she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course.
Special course?
It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times.
Larry did it, but because she mentioned her battle or back, she possessed them with her powers and made him do it. Gina, how else could it go crazy? Oh boy. She hypnotized them all! Nope.
You don't mean to tell me that she's still doing that over at the inner temple, do you?
No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night, we still hadn't started the training session itself.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, dear. There's one thing I forgot to tell you.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of this.
Do you know with that small girl? I believe she's Mystic Maya's little sister.
Maya has a little sister?
Oh, you mean Little Paul? That's Maya Fey's cousin.
Little Pearl?
I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after we'd finished with dinner cleanup. But I haven't seen her at all since last night. She's nowhere to be found.
You mean she was with the victim?
It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back.
Little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone.
As they say, the plot thickens.
There are more Enza cushions in the corner of the room. What's that white piece of paper sticking out from under that stack?
Beats me. Would you mind?
Would you mind checking that out for me, Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir. Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth.
It looks like an old manila envelope.
Yeah!
What is it, Detective?
This could be it. An ultra important clue. A super special clue.
I suppose I should read it myself then.
Looks like a letter addressed to Sister Iris. Tonight at 10 o'clock at Heavenly Hall, unless you want your secret to be exposed. This sounds like a
This sounds like a blackmail letter.
Note to Iris added to the court record. Found in the main hall. Maybe she dropped it.
Nice going there, Mr. Wedgeworth. Why can't I ever find clues like that? You're an ultra-important prosecutor, a super-duper prosecutor.
Well, I suppose it takes a super-duper kind of dumb to miss a clue like this.
Kind of want to look at stuff just because I'm being Edgeworth right now.
That thing sure casts a strong presence over the whole room.
This is the lesser. This is the lesser Megatama. It's a precious heirloom containing many great souls.
A great many souls, I mean.
Nah, this is lesser. What's the greater one? Oh,
Huh? This is lesser. Lesser? What's a greater one like?
Greater Megatama is displayed in the main room in Fey Manor. It was supposed to be shown at the treasures of the Curane exhibit, but it was so large that they couldn't bring it through the doors.
Oh, that's funny that they're referencing the second case. Oops. Go.
it's an altar with the giant Megatama enshrined on it.
There's a lot of candles lined up on it, too. You know, I haven't had a birthday party for myself in a while.
Maybe you should blow out the candles over there to make up for that.
Mr. Wedgeworth, would you mind singing happy birthday to me?
Stop that! Cut that out! Please don't blow out the altar candles!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Alright, let's see here.
There's a flowing script written everywhere on the walls.
Man, I bet you'd have awful nightmares if you tried to sleep in here.
This is our main hall, so it's protected by a variety of magic spells and charms. They're all designed to prevent evil forces from entering.
So, if I slept here in this oogie woogie boogie man, if I slept here, oh my gosh, so if I slept here, the oogie woogie boogie man wouldn't hunt me down for eternity? Alright.
Does this guy think about anything other than eating and sleeping?
It's probably good. I can look at the floor.
Oh, it's a warmed cat box. But where are the cats?
And it's called a hibachi. It's for heating the room.
Oh, look at these ancient straw frisbees.
And those are a type of zabaton cushion called Enza.
Why are you giving me such a hard time, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Why?
Because learning something new might actually be a good thing for you, detective.
Okay. I have to work tomorrow, so I don't know how much longer I will go about doing this. But first day on the job, I want to make sure I wake up early enough to get ready and stuff. So I'll probably go for another 20 minutes or so.
And this is the place where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched.
Thanks, detective. I'll just have a look around. It looks like the police are still investigating.
Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really gonna defend that nun Iris at the trial tomorrow?
Heck yeah. Miles Edgeworth, ace defense attorney.
Yes, I will. I give her my word, and now I must follow through with my commitment.
Well, in that case, I gotta be careful. Gotta make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation.
Don't worry about it, detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own.
You got it, sir. I'll make sure it flows out like water from a tap.
Yes, you do that, detective. Just how much has your runny spout leaked over the years?
The victim.
The victim is a famous picture book author, Mr. Elise Donim. Her entire past up until she won the writing award last year is a total mystery.
It's hard to believe in this day and age you can still find people like that.
The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. Cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab in the back by the murder weapon.
The murder weapon?
The victim was found skewered with the giant sword, sir.
That's terrible. Yeah,
Yeah, but there's one strange thing.
yes?
The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. The bruises are consistent with falling from the height of a 2-story building.
In the 2-story building? That would be about the same height as that room in front of us, correct?
Hey, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. That just happens to be the room that Listo Nim was staying in.
Maybe she was pushed out of the window after she was stabbed by the sword? Now then, Detective, let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far.
Okay, let's take a look at the map. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, right after they finished dinner, she and Maya Fey headed to the inner temple.
And what's that W?
W stands for Bikini, so 10 p.m. after ringing the bell for lights out, I always went to the inner temple.
The W stands for witness, but yeah.
When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Hazakura Temple. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed a murder in the courtyard. If you want more details, you should ask Bikini herself in the main hall.
Didn't we already do that?
The inner temple, huh? I'd like more information about that place.
Tomorrow's trial.
Trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor?
I'm pretty sure it's that Godot guy, but
Nobody can get a hold of him, so they're looking for a replacement.
What do you mean?
it's really weird. All of a sudden, no one can reach him. I wonder if the rumors are true.
Maybe since Mr. White caught a cold and wanted to be defending, he just lost interest.
I intend to appear in court in the role of the defense attorney. However, I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I am actually a prosecutor.
Yeah, I can see why, but I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is going to be that judge.
Yes, he certainly would remember my face even after such a long absence. That's why I requested that another judge preside over the trial tomorrow. We've only met each other once. There's a good chance he won't remember me at all.
Yeah, but what about the prosecutor? Everyone in the prosecutor's office must know you. Wouldn't it be a problem if someone there made a big stink sore?
There's no need to worry. I pulled a few strings and have arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing.
Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. I had no idea you have such a powerful string to pull.
I forgot about that.
And what is this inner temple that Maya was supposedly training at?
According to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training the acolytes. It's on the other side of the Dusky Bridge.
Bridge that burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of that bridge besides the inner temple?
Nope, not a thing.
Nothing?
The other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kind of like a little island out there.
So the only thing there is the inner temple.
I hear it's not the kind of place a person could survive in.
Please be alright, Maya.
Alright. Staff.
And what's this?
Looks like
It looks like a wizard staff.
that belongs to the victim, Mr. Listo Nim. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah, listen to this. Listen, just between us, soul.
Yes, what?
This top secret stuff, don't tell anyone about this.
Alright.
Truth is, when I was a kid,
I wanted to be a wizard. Also, I just want to point this out. Where's her? Look at her staff. It's got a ball thing on it. Staff on the ground does not have that. I don't remember what that means or why that's relevant. Also, I want to point out, look at her hood. It has the ball thing on it. I literally don't remember what this means or why that's like that, but there it is. I noticed that, and I just been pointing it out.
That's it. That's what you wanted to tell me.
That's it.
Her staff on the ground right there?
And this staff was made from a very strong kind of wood.
See that? There's a ball in it, in the photo of Elise. And then Iris has it on her hood right there.
And what about fingerprints? Were there any on it?
Just the victims.
Right by Elise Nim when she was alive. Has her fingerprints on it.
It's a lantern. I suppose they light it at night.
There's something elegant about the white of a file. At the end of each month, I always like to relax in my room by candlelight.
Detective, can you not afford to pay your electricity bill?
How did you know?
Oh, by the way, they put this ladder here just for this. It's a repeat of what's going on in Dahlia's past. A leopard doesn't change its spots.
The main gate's must be just over that stone wall.
Ah, stone walls. I jumped over a few of those in my time. Most of them are good memories, but not all.
Detective, perhaps someone should introduce you to the concept of paucity of words.
Alright, Google, I'll search you and try to figure out what paucity means. The presence of something only in small or insufficient quantities or amounts. Scarcity. Okay, it's scarcity. Just another word of saying it. Sort of like useless and feckless are the same word, basically. I thought I was gonna talk about step ladders like they always do.
Ah, I just love skiing.
Really? You don't, seem like the type. Well, what about the sleds?
Sleds? Nah, they're a little too kiddie, you know? Messes with my hard-boiled image.
What's with the silence, Mr. Edgeworth?
Is the world starting to go mad? So the sword from this gold statue is actually the murder weapon. Weird how this has showed up like twice in this game.
It sure is. It's called a shisto, by the way. Nasty piece of work, so.
There's still blood on it, and I suppose it's the victim's blood?
Yep. It's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, there are fingerprints all over the hilt of this shisto, too.
Fingerprints?
Naturally, they match the prints we got from the younger nun, the defendant.
Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon.
What's wrong? You look really solemn.
And is this how it is for right? Is this what it's like to be a defense attorney?
I knew that line was coming up. I always remembered that line where he's like,
What is this nonsense? I can't believe it.
okay.
Yeah, I figure it doesn't feel really good, to be honest.
To be honest, it feels more like it's detrimental to your health.
Oh yeah, to be like right. That's what they're saying. Okay. Yeah, get away from me. Uh-oh. No more Larry. No more Larry.
I don't see Larry anywhere.
Maybe we scared the poor kid away.
And his heart was shut tight with a number of psycho locks. I guess I'll have to look for him now. It's a thorn in my side. And I suppose this type of thing is necessary up here in the mountains.
Say, this just gave me a great idea.
Something tells me he's going to tell me what's on his mind, whether I like it or not.
I got an idea for a brand new invention. It might even make me rich.
An invention?
Yeah. Oh. Wow, that was weird. I didn't even do a voice. I just did my voice.
Yeah. A car that can travel on snow. I'll call it a snow car. So what do you think, Saw? Would you go for a ride on something like that?
And only after you take the first 1,000 test rides. And this gate looks quite old. Strong enough to resist the weight of time.
That's the Mr. Edgeworth I know. You got a real flair for words, Saw.
I have always appreciated this kind of old, timeless elegance.
That's exactly how I feel, too.
Take this coat, for example. Like a fine wine, it gets better with age.
And even fine wine turns into vinegar and begins to stink at some point. Suggest you wash that atrocious rag you call a coat, detective.
This is why looking at stuff is great. It's extra great as Edgeworth, too.
I can see the small bell tower from here.
Hey, that just reminded me. There was something I've always wondered about.
Something tells me he's going to tell me what's on his mind, whether I like it or not.
You call a person who tells a lie a liar, right? So why don't we call a person who rings a bell a beller? Or a truer for a guy who tells the truth? Oh man, I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight.
I had no idea he was such a deep thinker. Must be the main hall back there.
A brilliant deduction, sir.
Are you trying to flatter me, Detective Gumshoe?
Brilliant use of suspense to build the tension, sir.
According to Wright, the head nun has some important information. Can't miss the opportunity to speak with her.
Probably, you would examine that on your way in, but I didn't.
This is a bridge, sir.
I see.
Wait. Am I missing something? Wait, how do I... Oh, that's how I get to the detention center. I was like, I don't know how to get back there. Detention center, visitor's room. So I'll probably run out of time after I talk to her.
Ah, it's Mr. Edgeworth.
I came back because I need to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind.
But I've already told you everything that I...
Iris, please remember, I'm on your side. You can tell me anything.
Yes, thank you.
Alright. Oh, wait.
I just finished speaking with the head nun of Hazakura Temple. She testified very clearly as to what happened. She said she saw you stab Miss Elise Nim with this sword. And one other thing. She said that when Maya Fey began her training at the Inner Temple, you were there as well.
What?
When I spoke to you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple. And yet, Sister Bikini says that she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night.
But I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Inner Temple last night.
Looks like she's unwilling to tell me the whole truth. Wonder if I'll find the answer I'm looking for if I break those psycho locks.
Did you hear? Take that! Whatever. I was frightened.
Since I have been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers, understand?
He has different, like, take that and sound effects or whatever, because normally the other prosecutor guy only just says objection. They had to make a little sound clip for him yelling, take that. And he'll probably have, like, a hold it, too, or whatever. I guess they do yell hold it, don't they? The only thing they don't yell is take that? I don't know, anyway.
Since I have been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers, understand?
Yes, sir.
Smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I have seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the Inner Temple last night?
Yes, I swear. I already told you that.
Yes, you said you didn't go because you were frightened.
Has he said hold it before? Yeah, he said hold it. It's take that is the only thing I think he hasn't said. There's like one guy in one game who goes, not so fast! I think that's the investigations game.
You said you didn't go there because you were frightened.
That's right.
If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder, is this what frightened you so much that you couldn't even leave your own room?
Note to Iris.
Take that! I found this in the main hall. It's addressed to you.
That's...
Well, Iris?
Why are you glaring at me like that?
You are scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Was it the evidence or the power of my glare that broke that lock? Oh well, I don't suppose it matters either way.
But Mr. Edgeworth...
Yes?
I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me.
A prank?
Well, yes. After all, even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it. There's no one to tell it to that would cause me any grief.
I wonder about that. Sister
Bikini is like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her.
No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there is one person you didn't want your secret told to. Phoenix Wright. You mean something to Phoenix? You mean something to Wright, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. Well, what do you have to say?
I should have expected as much, especially from a friend of his. After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it.
What is this heavenly hall that the letter mentions?
It's a small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge.
A small shack, huh?
It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever want to go near.
Where is it on this map?
It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path down from Dusky Bridge.
How come the Psyche locks showed with Edgeworth, but not Nick? It has to do with the specific question that was asked before it, right? I can't remember what Nick asked. But like, remember that one time with On Guard? He was like, "Did you kill the person?" And On Guard was like, "No, I didn't." And then no Cyclops appeared, and it's because he hired somebody to kill. So that sort of thing can happen too.
The reality is, to get to the inner temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But the thought that such a terrible criminal could be lurking at Heavenly Hall. I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't even want to think about it.
So this is the secret that you locked away in your heart.
Yes.
Looks as though I may have to visit this Heavenly Hall now. Maybe I'll find some sign of our mystery blackmailer. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room last night.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Iris' testimony out of the court record. Trial starts tomorrow. Promise you I will win. I'm going to win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret.
It's pointless.
Why would you say that?
Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am.
What does that... Oh, that's a doorbell. Yeah, it's the neighbor. Alright, so we're going to end going to the Heavenly Hall and seeing just who is there at the Heavenly Hall. February 8th, Heavenly Hall.
Also notice that her thing on her neck over there is blue and not the purple one that he gave us on her hood. I think those streamers with the different countries on them, weren't those over the Gourd Lake or whatever?
Whoa, not much of a view down here, huh? It's still better than a view from my apartment, though.
Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective.
Oh, why? Why does this always happen?
Okay. We will finish talking Mr. Butts next time. Man, we're like actually close to the end of this section. After we get done talking to Butts, we go to trial. Okay. But I'll end here anyway, I guess. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it was fun. This is my favorite case, and we got a pretty good start on it. We got like all the initial stuff that they tell you. Let's see how far into the case we are. Not far. Not far. Okay, so this guide has it split into sections, and we are on section 2. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one? Might have missed one. 8, 9 sections. Oh. Anyway, that's probably 2 more streams in itself, just to get all that, if not 3. So, all right. Good night. Thanks for watching. I will hopefully do it this weekend if I have time. We'll see how taxing work is on me, especially with school and having to come home straight from work and go to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I have to, of course, be prepped for it. All right. Bye-bye. Been fun.